What's going on, y'all? This Coach West here, former defensive back coach at Alonzo Tracy Morton Senior High School. Currently looking for a new home to stay, somewhere I can lay my head at, so I could develop these young men, not just into tremendous ball players, but tremendous people that's gonna later on going into society. So I want them to be prepared and be able to be outstanding young men as they enter society. Today we're gonna talk a little bit about the basics of football. Cover zero, and what's their job, what's their responsibilities, this, that, and the third. And as you guys continue to grow with me and go with me on this journey, man, we're gonna talk a little bit in depth about quarters coverage, run fits. We're gonna get some film session in, the whole 9 yards. We're gonna break down the defensive side of the ball, especially my DBs. We're gonna definitely look into them. And make sure to like, subscribe, and comment, man. Let me know what you guys think. Let me know what other videos or what other tips you guys want to see, as well as also hit that bell, and so you can be notified whenever I do drop a coaching vid, as well as subscribe to my other YouTube channel, Miami Delphia, as I talk about my favorite football team, the Philadelphia Eagles, where I give great analysis on latest news, and also insights on what we can do in order to improve our team. But now we about to get into it. So these three things here is my three pillars, man. These are my three pillars. I imputed and I instilled into my guys that we play fast, physical, smart. I know it ain't the same way how I just said it. It's not written the same way, but it all comes together as one. If you play smart, you know what you're doing. You know your alignment, you know your assignment. You're going to be able to play fast. 1 and 2, they correlate with one another. And then 3, this is something that I instilled into my guys every single day. Be the most physical player on the field. Be the most dominant, the most physical team on the field. Because if you're able to strike fear into the opposing team, they're not going to want to do anything. They're not going to want to run the ball. They're not going to want to throw the ball deep, because we got headhunters. We got certified smackers on our team that's not afraid to go up there and go get them some face. And speaking of face, I love to see my DBs go out there and go get them some face. If you can be able to lock down and cover well, and then come up in the run game and get you some face time, you get the big bucks. Why you think Jalen Ramsey is the best corner in the league? He's tremendous at everything. Can lock down the best receiver and get him some face time. Jair Alexander as well. Denzel Ward as well. So that's why they're signing these $100 million contracts, because of these things, because of their ability to do. So now we about to get into it, man. Like I mentioned, I'm just drop a basic formation. We playing cover zero, so, and also I like to run my cover zero with a little twist. We gonna get into that just a minute. We're gonna get into that. So here we got a standard out formation. We have 2 receivers split out wide. And so what I used to tell my guys, first thing you need to do, you need to be cerebral about your formations, the splits, things of that nature. We're gonna get into that a little bit more as you continue to grow with me and go with me. So first thing I like to tell my guys, what's your personnel? What is the personnel? So pretty much personnel is how many backs and how many tight ends that's in the game. So, in this particular situation, we got 20 personnel. We got 2 backs. There's no tight ends. So now we got 20 personnel. Remember I said we ran a cover zero. And so another thing that I tell my guys, give me my strength call. What's my strength call? Do we have strong left? Do we have strong right? Or whatever the case may be. In this particular case, we got strong left. The reason being is because we got 2 receivers. We got 2 receivers to this side. So strong left, strong left. So I tell my guys, I tell my DBs, identify your personnel. I tell the whole defense whenever I am speaking to the guys. Identify your personnel, know what it is, because 9 times out of 10, when you're running 20 personnel or 13 personnel, one back, 3 tight ends, or whatever the case may be, there's 2 things you need to look out for. It's going to be a run play or it's going to be play action pass. Because those are the formations that offenses run so they can be able to, you know, stack the lineup so they can be able to run the ball, especially if you have 13 personnel. Not saying it's going to be automatic run, but, you know, pay attention to the linemen, pay attention. You know, all that comes with watching film. So, you know, if the lineman hands is down, you know, percentage of, and, you know, you watch enough film, the percentage of it, you know, he may be run blocking or whatever the case may be. Everything comes with preparation, you know, that comes with being a smart player, knowing what you're doing. So, you know, we're going to draw up a basic defense. You know, I'm an old school type of guy. I like to see my D-line go out there and go hunt. So I like to run a 4-3. So with this, you know, I have my ends going outside, you know, going to the C gap, and I have my tackles, they hitting the A gap. So, you know, pretty much a cover 0, there's no safety help. There's no over the top help. There's nothing over the top that you need help with. So pretty much when you run, when teams 9 times out of 10 when they run cover 0, it's an all out blitz. Is, you know, it's 3rd and 5, 3rd and 3. You know, they're at the goal line. Everything depends on down and distance, this, that, and the third, especially if you got some gangsters. So, you know, primarily, you run cover 0. Primarily, you know, cover 0 is meant to get penetration, is meant to get the quarterback. So I got to have some gangsters back there at corner that can be able to lock up these big-time receivers. So let me go ahead and declare my X, my Y, and my Z. My X, Y, my Z. So, you know, my backers, they shooting the B gap. And then my Mike, you know, I like to have him, he got a 2-way go. Because at the end of the day, there's not enough blockers to be able to block everybody. Because now, remember, I'm sending the whole house. I'm sending the kitchen sink. I'm sending the 7-man front. And so now everybody manned up. It's man across the board. Cover 0 is man across the board. So since it's man across the board, I want my corners inside shade. Even as well as my strong safety inside shade. We shade in the inside because we don't want to get beat across our face. That's the reason why I tell my DBs to shade it inside. Depending on the coverage, you know, we run 2-man. You know, we got outside leverage or whatever the case may be. All depends on how we're gonna run it. But in this particular case, cover 0, this is how we're gonna run it. And, you know, we're gonna have a free safety run up and down. So either way, this fullback down block, this back down block, let's say it's max protection. They down block. We still have one more than them. Remember, we have the ends coming off the edge. We have the Will, the Sam hitting the 2 A gaps, hitting the B gaps, and we have my tackles, they hitting the A gap, and then the Mike backer, he declaring. He can pick which A gap that he want to go to, whether he want to go to front side A gap or he go to the back side A gap. So here, this is my little twist that I mentioned a little bit earlier in the video. This is the twist that I'm talking about. So, you know, let's just say, for example, for the sake of conversation, you know, it's 3rd and 5, 3rd and 3. You know, we watch film. If I'm watching film and I see, okay, 3rd and 5, 3rd and 3, the Z receiver, he always run the shallow cross. Whether it's on this side of the field or they flipping and running on the other side of the field, I see, okay, he run shallow cross. That's who they dump it to. All right, many teams he did this 3 weeks. All right. He ran in the first quarter to see if he can run. It didn't work. We was able to get penetration. He did it again. So now teams are running the first quarter, first few minutes, make you forget about it, then bomb. They hit you again. They hit you with it again, third, fourth quarter. That way you are, fatigue kind of starting to set in, and so now your mind is racing at 1,000 miles per second. So you're not gonna be thinking about it. But here, this is where coaching come in at. So let's just say he beat the Z receiver beat the strong safety across his face, which we should never allow any guy to beat us across that face. But it's the game of football; it's gonna happen. So he run that shallow cross. It's 3rd and 3. They just looking to get the ball past the sticks. So it's 3rd and 3. He run the shallow cross. My free safety. Remember, he's the extra runner. He's the extra guy that's coming in there to go make a play. I'm gonna funnel him back underneath. Reason being, especially if I know I watched enough film and I see it over and over. I'm gonna tell him, show like you're gonna blitz. Show like you coming off the edge, so that way that tackle can be able to alert. Quarterback can alert. Excuse me, let me correct myself. Quarterback can alert. Max protect. Whatever the case is, whatever calls they do with they fooky offense, whatever. So I'm gonna funnel him to be able to play any underneath routes. So if this come, man, that is either it's gonna be a book and it's going to the crib, or I'm gonna have my safety tear his head off. He pick which one that he want to do. Either he want to end up, either way, it's gonna be a highlight. It's gonna be a highlight reel, but my safety gonna be able to pick which one that he want to do. Well, man, this is cover 0. For any like I mentioned earlier before, man, make sure to subscribe, and comment. Let me know what other videos that you want to see. Hopefully, this can help you take your game to another level, and we can be able to continue on, man. Coach West.